On Kids Place Live, and I've got a story for you out of Italy, where in 1974, a man named Angelo Frigolent, he parked his car outside of the business that he ran with his wife every day. He would just park it there in front of the business, and then he'd end the day for work, and then he'd drive it home, and every day he'd do this again. Well, one day, he parked his car in front of the business, and he just never moved it again. I guess he maybe walked home, he was done with the car, whatever, but he never moved the car again. Fast forward to 2001, Angelo is now 94 years old, and the car is still in the exact spot where he parked it that fateful day in 1974. So over time, people, I'm sure for a while there were, and this car it's in bad shape. Cute car once upon a time, but now it's in bad shape. So, people, I'm sure for the first few years, maybe first few months even, were thinking, wow, is anyone ever going to move this car? I mean, it's illegally parked. It's an actual parking spot. But, years went by, and slowly people started to accept and even enjoy the fact that this old car was still in the same parking spot. And then it's kind of become a local landmark, and tourists who would visit this town would stop and take photos of themselves with this car, and they would upload them to social media. And now the car is at risk. Oh, by the way, it's got 4 flat tires at this point. Probably comes as no surprise. So now there is a plan in this town to remove the parking spot where this car is parked, along with 3 other parking spots along the side of this street where the car is parked. So, the locals, who have since grown to love this car that has not moved since 1974 from its parking spot in the street, are trying to come up with a way to move this vehicle to a place where it can continue to be admired by people who come visit. So I just love the fact this guy is probably just walking down the street casually every now and then seeing, oh, yep, my car's still there. Oh, yeah, there's people taking pictures outside of it. But this gray, the car was called a Lancia Fulvia. I've never heard, it's a European car. I've never heard of one before. It must have been cute back in the day. Bad shape now. But I just love the fact that this car parked in the same spot for almost 50 years. Oh boy, we've got a bike in front of us across the street. There is a bike perched up next to a telephone pole, and it's been there now for 4 days. And I keep meaning to maybe send a note to the neighborhood association saying, hey, does this bike belong to anyone? But yesterday I thought, no, I'm curious to see how long this bike lasts there. I mean, surely someone's going to eventually just take it, even if it's not theirs, I'm guessing. So I think someone abandoned this bike on the side of our street. I don't know. So I would love to know, if you're listening right now, if you've got a story of something that your family or your neighborhood or your neighbors, something that's existed in one spot where it doesn't belong, but everyone just grows to accept it. You get so used to this thing being in the wrong spot that it stops bothering you after a while. You just kind of work around it. It becomes a fixture in your life. So if you've got a story like this, kids or grown-ups, give us a call now, 1-866-328-2345.